So, well, on the is valuing yourself. Last month we had part one, and this is part two. But it's okay if you didn't attend part one because every session, all the exercises are exclusive. It's not necessary that you won't get benefited from even if you miss part one. So that's okay. So welcome to today's session. We meet once a month on a Sunday for 2 hours to recharge ourselves. So this is something that we do on a monthly basis. And before we start the exercises, we can have a little bit of an introduction to VIHASA because we've got people who've been here for the first time today. So VIHASA stands for Values in Healthcare, a Spiritual Approach. And this program was designed by the Janki Foundation. The whole inspiration for this program was by Dadi Janki, who was the administrative head of the Pramukh Kumaris. So she was at the NHS hospital and she saw that the doctors and nurses and healthcare staff there were so stressed out and so burdened with work. And then she thought if the caregivers are so stressed out, then what kind of care will the patients receive? And so, with the thought of trying to do service for the healthcare professionals, this entire workshop was created. But a lot of us are not healthcare professionals. And that's okay too, because the workshop was designed in such a beautiful way, wherein they just use the values to, heal ourselves. And since we all are human beings who use values, because every human being does, it is applicable to all of us, irrespective of our profession and our lifestyles. So these wonderful people you see in front of you, they were the core members who met for a period of 2 to 4 years and they designed this wonderful workshop. Now, the principles of VIHASA, there are three of them. The first one is heal thyself. So the emphasis of VIHASA is on self-care. It believes that, if you don't take care of yourself, then what kind of care can you give other people? If we go low when we see difficulties around, then we are not that emotional support that we want to be for people around us. So we have to take care of ourselves first, develop ourselves first, and then we can take care of our family and friends around us. The second principle is learning through experience. So this entire VIHASA session is interactive. We, share our experiences with each other. We talk about things because all of us come from different life experiences, different backgrounds, different emotional thought processes. And when we share, we learn so much from each other and we grow. And secondly, this is a facilitation. So it's not going to be a teaching mode. It's not like the facilitators are just going to talk and you're going to listen, but rather we all are going to explore the topic together. And the third one is relevance to work. How do I relate this to my work? How do I take it back to my workplace and apply the learnings there? So that's what it's all about. There are 8 modules in VIHASA. We've done all of them a couple of times, and this is the second round that we're taking. So November will be spirituality and healthcare and in practical knowledge. So the 7 spiritual tools that you will see sprinkled throughout the activities in the workshop, because every activity is going to be different, unique, and we're going to use one of these tools. One of them that you'll experience today is meditation, wherein we discover the power of peace to go within ourselves and explore the topic that we're talking about. Second one is visualization, creating positive images of how you want things to be so that you can work towards them. Then is reflection, which is appointment with ourselves. I think that's the hardest appointment to get, right? We make time for everything else, but we just don't have time for ourselves. So this will give us an opportunity to take the time out to sit with ourselves and see how we feel about valuing ourselves. Then is playfulness. So even though we're working with values, we're going inside and we're doing the internal work. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be serious. It can be light. It can be fun. And we can learn in the process with each other. Then is listening, which can be a very deeply healing tool. Because when you listen with the intent to understand, or when someone listens to you because they want to understand you, it can be a beautiful healing thing. Then is appreciation. So we've learned that we need to appreciate people around us, our team members. It's motivating. But sometimes we forget to appreciate ourselves and our little victories. So appreciation. And last but not the least, creativity. So where we feel alive, full of energy, we use the right side of our brain to explore the topic in a different perspective. Now, why is this a facilitation? So basically the word to facilitate means to make easy. And it's like when you hear something, you might forget about it. When you see how something is done, you might remember it. But when you do it yourself is when you truly understand. And so that is the aim of VIHASA, to make you understand how it is to do it by practically putting this into practice in your everyday life, at work, at home, to do it yourself, not just listen to it in theory, but practically. And in VIHASA, we always create a safe environment wherein whatever we share with each other will remain between us, especially in breakout rooms. We accept each other, we accept the fact and respect that, all of us will have different opinions and different ways of going about things, or different understandings about a topic, which is absolutely fine. Okay, so acceptance, respect are very big values that we try to practice during our activities as well. If you want to have any more information about VIHASA, we have a website called www.vihasa.in. That's the India website. So now with that, I invite all of you to start your audio videos, be comfortable with each other, and maybe we can get to know each other a little bit, because we'll be spending the next 2 hours together, interacting with each other. One request is all those participants who've signed in, if you could rename yourselves with the name, with your names, it would be nice, because then, we can see who you really are instead of just some cell phone number models or something. So that'll be helpful. A lot of you have been with us since the beginning, like Ashwini Bai and everyone. So welcome. And it's always lovely to have you all come and attend again. So today's icebreaker activity, like a small fun game before we start our exercises for today. Name one thing you do for yourself as a self-care activity, because today's session is all about self-care, about valuing ourselves, about knowing who we are. And so if you could just, whoever's ready, whenever you're ready, start your audio, start your video, and just tell us one thing you do for yourself as a self-care activity, and introduce yourself in one line. That way we'll all know each other. So why don't the facilitators start? So Priyanka and I will be your facilitators today. I'll introduce myself, and then Priyanka can introduce herself. Hi, everyone. My name is Kosha. I'm an artist and illustrator by profession, and I've been conducting VIHASA since 2017, and it's been a pleasure. So welcome everyone to today's session. The one thing I do for myself as a self-care activity is I love going for walks on the beach, because it's very healing to me, especially when I'm feeling frustrated, exhausted. I just need to clear my head. So that's something I really love to do. So over to you, Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you, Kosha, and good morning to everyone. I'm Dr. Priyanka, and I have been associated with VIHASA since last 4 to 5 years. And again, every time it's a wonderful journey and learning whenever we conduct or participate in VIHASA. So one thing I do for myself is, again, I love walking, especially in terrace, or even if I'm in hospital, I just take a break and go for a round. So walking is something, taking break, moving around is something I like to do for myself as an activity. Thank you.
Thank you, Priyanka. So I request everyone for this icebreaker activity to participate by, I'll just repeat myself again, start your audios, videos. We would love to get to know you. And you can just start with introducing yourself in one line and telling us what is that one thing you do for yourself as a self-care activity. So whoever's ready, Rukmini, you've started your, you unmuted yourself.
Yes.
Would you like to share?
Yes. So I'm Rukmani. Uh, I live in Mauritius. I work as a dental surgeon. And for
Yeah.
my self-care, what I do, I like to practice yoga in various forms according to the needs of the time.
Okay, that's lovely. Thank you so
Mm,
much, Rukmini, for that
Thank you.
wonderful short introduction. Thank
Thank
you. Anyone else? Samida, would you like to share?
Yes, I would like to share. So I'm a pediatric physiotherapist, and this is like actually the first time that I'm attending. I had attended the last one also, but I could not attend it properly because I was a bit occupied. So I've been practicing with special children for the last 12 to 14 years, and it does get a little stressful. So music is something that I do as a self-care activity for myself because I find it very healing. I like to sing also. So when I listen to music and I sing, I feel that is very meditative for me. Thank you.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So sometimes we have creative exercises where you can express yourself through art, or singing would absolutely be welcome. So thank you for sharing, Samita. Anyone else would like to introduce themselves and just, name one thing you do as a self-care activity before we move on? Since today's topic is all about valuing ourselves, I think it would be lovely to know what you do already as a self-care activity. Sneha?
Can you see me? I've just switched on the camera.
Yes.
Hi, my name
Yes.
is Sneha. I'm associated with Brahma Kumari since a year now. As a self-care activity, I like speaking to myself and writing notes and also listening to songs. I also express my views, my feelings to my friends, which gives a lot of healing to me.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you, Sneha, for sharing that with us. It's lovely to have you today. So anyone else would like to share before we move on to the exercises?
Hi,
Hi,
Kosha.
Manish.
Hi, good morning. Morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
I do two things. One, I do yoga nidra to de-stress myself. I take power nap in the afternoon, even when I'm in office for 15 minutes. And another thing that I do is take oil massages, head massages, and that relaxes me quite well. That's a weekly ritual that I have, and that helps me to be at peace.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. That's some lovely ideas that I think all of us can kind of take inspiration from and practice as well. So it's good to have you join us today, Manish. Thank you so much. So with that, if anyone else wants to share before we move on, you're more than welcome to start your audio videos. Otherwise, we can move on to our first exercise for today. So I request Priyanka to take us through the first exercise. But before we do that, I will just do a quick recap about what part one was about. So when we were talking about valuing yourself in the last session, we did, I think, about 4 activities wherein we started with caring for ourselves. What do we do to take care of ourselves? So we explored how we already take care of ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically. How do we take care of the environment around us spiritually? So we looked at all these different aspects of our life and we shared what we do. So we got a lot of ideas from each other, which was great. The next thing was a creative activity, which was actually a lot of fun. It was healing spaces. So we created a healing space for ourselves, and we actually visualized it first, like what would be the sights, what would be the smells, sounds. So with all our five senses, we visualized a healing space for ourselves, which can be either real or imagined. And then we actually drew them. So there was a lot of creativity that came forth. Then we had a meditation on being cared for, where we felt that, we are caring for ourselves or other people are caring for us, and we felt that. And then we explored the topic of self-confidence. So what is self-confidence? What is my role model for a self-confident person? And what are the qualities? And how can I work on myself to become more confident? So that is something we explored in part 1. Now part 2, so we're going to start with a visualization activity. So I'll take this one, and then Priyanka Ben can take us through a little bit deeper into what valuing ourselves means. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to share some soft music and we'll do a commentary. And I request everyone to sit comfortably on your chairs, be comfortable, put away anything that you might have in your hand. Okay, so don't hold on to anything. We'll be muting everybody so that there's no background noise. And just try and visualize wherever the commentary takes you. And we would love to hear your feedback at the end of that. So I'll just share my screen just a second. Music is okay for everyone? Okay. All right. So let's sit comfortably. Slow your breathing until it finds its own gentle rhythm. Watch your breath moving in and out at its own pace. In this exercise, you're going to imagine breathing colors to different areas of your body. Let us start at the base of your spine. Focus on the base of your spine, breathing in and out at your own pace. And see the color of the breath to be a warm red. Breathe this red in and out until you feel it is the right shade and texture for you. See it fill your whole body. Breathe in the red. Now, move on to focus your attention just below the navel. Breathe in and out slowly. And see the breath as a rich orange color. Breathe in and out to see the breath reaching your whole body. Breathe in and out the orange one. Now, move up to the solar plexus. Breathe into this area of the body. This time, using yellow. Again, watch the breath gently moving in and out. And settle on a shade of yellow that you feel happy with. See the yellow breath filling your whole body. Now move up to your heart in the center of your chest. Breathe in a green so it fills your lungs and spreads to your whole body. Breathe in and out slowly until you have a clear green throughout your body. Turn our attention to the throat and imagine the breath is blue. Breathe in a pure blue so it fills your whole body. Now focus on the forehead and breathe in the color indigo at your base. Breathe in indigo for several breaths until it reaches a color you feel comfortable with and it fills your whole body. Finally, on the top of your head, at the crown, imagine the breath is the color violet. Think of the color violet or purple and breathe it in. And as you breathe out, imagine yourself breathing away any toxins that may distort the color. So breathe in the color purple and breathe out the toxins. At your own pace, breathe in purple, in and out 3 times until you feel there is a pure purple color entering through the crown of your head to fill the whole body. Now see yourself as a radiant rainbow person. In your own time, be aware of the room that you are in. And then gently move your hands and feet, open your eyes, look around the room. Welcome back, everyone. So how was that experience of cleansing colors? Did you all like it? Could you all visualize the colors in different parts of your body? So you all can even reply on chat or unmute yourselves if you all want to share any feedback of how you thought it was. So more than welcome to share your experiences. So I hope we could start on a note where we clean the slate of our mind and we prepare ourselves for what's coming next. So I request Priyanka Ben to take us through the next exercise for today, which is very interesting actually. And I would request everyone to grab a pen and paper if you don't have one, because this is really gonna, help us explore ourselves, get us to learn something more about how we are in the different roles that we play in our lives. So over to you, Priyanka Ben. Thank you. Priyanka, we can't see your screen. Achha. Do you want me to share? You're muted.
Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, but not in full screen.
I'll stop sharing. So good morning, everyone. So after that peaceful experience, time to reflect back again. Yeah. You can see the screen now?
No, actually, when you go into full screen mode, it's just coming gray. Let me share my screen. You conduct the exercise, I'll share my screen.
Oh, Usha, I can also share my screen if you want.
No, that's okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Over to you, Priyanka.
Yeah. So after that peaceful exercise, time to reflect within ourselves. So we are going to explore when we think about valuing ourselves, how are we actually reflecting within? What are we actually are? We play different roles in society. When we introduce ourselves, we talk about our name, our position, status, where do we work, who are we related to? Maybe the father, mother, if they are rich or they are famous personalities, we can take their names, or whoever we are associated with. Or we are talking about our interest, hobbies. So that's how we explain ourselves, we introduce ourselves to. So when we talk about thinking about ourselves, valuing ourselves, caring for the self, we go more deep within ourselves. What actually I am, who I am, what values do I exhibit when I talk about myself, and how do I express myself, through which qualities do I express myself. So we are going to reflect on all these aspects of who am I. So these are the different roles we play, like a student, an employee, a father, a mother, wife, teammate, friend, colleague, or we can be a superior to someone, boss, or an employee. So all this, when we play all these roles, are we the same or are we different? So let's just reflect on the different aspects of the different roles we play in our daily lives. So while reflecting on all these topics, try to have a simple adjective to yourself and try to describe the positive quality or negative attributes you can associate it with all these relationships, circumstances, or processes. So we are going to explore the first, what am I like at work, at home, as a brother, as a son. So these are different relationships we are going to introspect. Next comes different state of minds, like when I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, anxious, and few things we will further reflect. what was I like as a child? So we are going to see as a childhood, how was my personality? How was my values? And at school, how was I reflecting myself? How was I behaving at school? And what do I passionately feel about? So Kusha, can you show the next slide? To give a few examples, when I say what am I like at work, you can have positive or negative attributes to your situations. It could be, you could be efficient. Was I submissive? Was I more productive or less productive? Am I same at home? Or am I lazy, easygoing, assertive? As a brother, how am I as a brother or sister, tolerant or humorous? Or am I as when I behave as a son or a daughter? Am I more critical about my parents? Am I more respectful towards them? So think of all these qualities as a parent, as a partner, as a work colleague. Am I more supportive, cooperative, as I am more cooperative towards my friends? When I reflect on my qualities, different mental status, when I'm angry, how do I generally behave? Do I, just keep quiet, or I just, say loudly? I'm more, like a bossy type of person. When I'm sad, do I, every time blame others, or I just introspect and think what happened to me? So think of all these situations. So if you can have pen and paper, you can just note down, and we'll reflect on all these points once again. So when I think of myself, what am I like? I'm sure everybody has pen or paper. You can just write down. How do I behave at work? What am I like at work? This is a good opportunity for all of us, to think about ourselves, because we have never thought of us in a different way. So this is a good opportunity to reflect and think of yourself. Who am I really as a person or as a being? What are the positive qualities I show at work? Or is there any negative attributes associated when I am working? How am I at home? Am I the same person at work, or I'm different at home? What am I like as a brother or sister? You can write down the values, the qualities, or behavior, whatever comes in your mind. What am I like as a son or daughter? Write down what you are and not what you should be. What am I at present? As a parent, as a partner or spouse, or as a friend, As a work colleague, how am I? Do I behave the same at home or I am different as a colleague? Am I same with my friends as I behave with my colleagues? What are the qualities I show? What values do I associate when I play all these roles? If anybody has a question, you can always ask while reflecting. Let's see next state of mind. What am I like when I'm angry, when I'm sad, or when I'm happy, or when I'm anxious? These are different state of mind. So how do I generally behave? What do I do?
Even you can even say, what do you do? Like a lot of people get angry, slam doors, throw things. Like just be honest with yourself and like, what do you do when you're angry, sort of thing.
Next, so how do I generally behave when I'm angry or sad, happy, anxious? Can we have next question? So after I have reflected on my different state of mind, how was as a child and how was I when I was in school? Because mostly we say that's our foundation, how we grow. So am I the same person when I was a kid and in school, or I'm different now? Sometimes we grow through experiences of life. So what was I like when I was a child? Think of anything which is positive or negative, just non-judgmental, whatever comes to your mind. Now let's think, what do I feel passionately about? What am I thinking most? What do I like? What am I passionate about? What motivates me? What do I really like in life, which is inspiring me or motivates me? And what am I like when I'm quiet? Now coming back to your present state. You're reflecting, what am I liking the most? What am I passionate about? What inspires me the most to do? And generally, what am I like when I'm quiet? What do I do? I hope everyone has finished with reflecting on all these the different roles we play in our daily lives. Anyone needs more time? We'll just wait. People are still writing. So now that I can see everyone has finished reflecting on all these roles, so we can have sharing in common. So can we have the next slide? Okay, you can share the slide next. So anyone wants to share?
Priyanka, would you like me to take up the notes?
Okay, yeah, please. So Manish Bhai has switched on the video. Anyone wants to start first?
Yeah. Oh.
What roles do I play? And how am I when I'm at work, at home, when I play these different roles?
So
Anyone can just unmute yourself and start sharing. Manish Bhai, do you want to start with?
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
So at work, I'm aspiring.
Okay, aspiring.
At home, organized, relaxed, happy,
At ease.
at ease. Yes.
Okay. And when you play different roles as a parent, as a brother, sister, or a spouse,
As brother,
what do you see yourself as?
as a brother, I'm supportive. I have a younger brother.
Okay.
As a son, I'm respectful. I am, what do you call it? I'm forgetting the name. Sometimes I'm very, what do you call it? Ziddi.
Responsible? You want to mean responsible?
No, Ziddi. Ziddi means
Stubborn?
stubborn. Yeah. I'm not a parent yet, not a spouse yet. As work colleague, cheerful.
Okay. Cheerful.
Yes.
So do you find anything So more or less, these qualities are interrelated. When we think of these different roles, here we can see they are different related to each other. Okay, coming back to the different roles we play when in different state of mind, when you are angry, sad, happy, anxious. Do you want to share that also?
When I'm angry, I usually go quiet, and maybe at few occasions I've slammed doors as well, but I usually go quiet.
Okay.
When I'm sad, I cry, and I express it to whoever is in front of me, either my friends or family. So I express my sadness.
Sharing, expressing.
Yes.
And when you're happy, what do you do?
When I'm happy, I usually listen to music.
Mhm.
I go for a drive. I probably dance as well.
Wonderful.
Yes. And when I'm anxious, I usually bite nails. I bite the inner side of my lips.
Can you just repeat once again, brother? What do you do or when?
Bite nails. Bite nails.
Mindfulness, yeah.
Biting, yeah. And I feel very, very restless.
Restless. So these are all actions we all do, and we do acknowledge that. So that's the exercise we are doing here, acknowledging how do we express ourselves in different roles. So thank you, Manish brother, for that. Anyone else wants to share before we take on the next questions? Anyone else wants to share? Rukmani ji had wanted to share.
Can you hear me? So what I want to say is that when I play the different roles, I try to maintain, before starting the role, I try to maintain my authentic qualities. That is, I work from a place of peace, of love, of contentment in what I'm doing. And
At work,
I try to be cautious. Peace, love, contentment. If I'm contented with my own self, so I'm likely to give contentment to the people I'm serving in my job.
Okay.
So my effort is to be cautious, not to move out of these authentic qualities, and then I find things to go smoothly without much.
So can we say integrity to the values? You try to be authentic to the values like peace, contentment at work. And how do you generally feel yourself when you're at home or when you play these different roles as a brother, as a sister, daughter?
Yes. In all the different roles, this is my basis.
Okay.
And
so
then when little mistakes happen, then I have to, bring myself back to this authentic, these authentic values, and then things work out very smoothly. Well, this is my experience.
Okay. And coming back to the next state of mind, when you're generally angry or anxious, happy.
So if it
yourself?
happens, yeah, I'm going to tell you something. Previously as a child, as an adolescent, early adult, I was never angry, and I was made to feel that I'm not normal because I was never angry. Whatever happened, that wouldn't upset me, disturb me. But then when I went for higher studies in Europe, everybody told me that's not okay not to be angry. You need to be angry. So what happened is that I trained myself to be angry in certain situations, and obviously I didn't feel good being angry. But nowadays, if I happen to be angry, it does happen also. What I feel, I can't perform 100% of what I can give. So anger doesn't make me feel like I'm giving the best I can. Okay, it doesn't help me to contribute positively to the situation. So I don't add anything positive to the situation when I'm angry.
And when you're happy?
Oh, when I'm happy, it's very easy. So things go very smoothly because if from within I'm happy, then come what may, whether the people around me are happy or not, well, that's not my problem. I tend to vibrate happiness to the situation. Those who want to catch, they catch. Otherwise, I'm happy. Things are very smooth then.
Oh, all right. So the good thing is you're conscious about how you are behaving and what you're really having those emotions within, and you acknowledge that. So
Yes.
thank you for sharing.
I mean, nowadays when I get angry or I'm sad, it just takes me a few seconds to realize that, and then I correct. I correct for myself because after all, it is for me. I'm making the effort for me. And then I vibrate this to the environment, but I'm not to break my head if the others are not picking.
Yes.
I don't think this is being, but first I need to, this is the way I have to care for myself. I make my efforts, so, and I try to share in this way, vibrating the good things, and the rest is not in my hand.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Even Ashwini Kumar brother has shared unconditional love, cooperation, to take care. So these are different, values. Happy.
Mhm.
So these different, values, qualities we exhibit in different roles, and most of the time we find that there are some similarities, and there is something which is common, which binds to all of this. So let's take the next questions. And who else wants to share?
Hello.
Yes,
Good
Pratibha Ben.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good morning,
good
everyone.
morning, Pratibha Ben.
Yeah. When I play different roles, I try to keep balance of the love and law, and I try to understand others why they are behaving in the different manners. Sometimes I get very loveful and sometimes lawful. So my attention is always to keep balance of the love and law. And as you asked about when I get angry, normally I don't get angry, but sometimes I get irritated. And that time I really try to share my feelings with my near and dear one, especially with God and with my sisters. And I try to come out of that mood, angry or irritation. And when I get sad, I really don't like to stay in that mood. So I keep myself busy in the other things, like to make blessing cards or to talk to anyone or those people who are really sad. So I try to talk to them, and what happens when I try to talk to them, so there I get solutions and I reflect myself that here I'm explaining. So first, what am I explaining to others, I need to implement on myself. So in this way also quickly I come out of that mode. And when I am happy, I make others happy. I make different plans of seva, and I make suddenly picnic plan or fun plans. So when I am happy, I really make others happy. And anxious, I sometimes when I get anxious or irritated, for few minutes I just stay quiet. Yes, thank you. Hello.
Yeah, Pratibha, when if I have missed out any point, you can just add. Because I was disconnected in between, I believe.
Yeah. So,
Okay, I am right. Prajakta Ben, would you like to share something? Prajakta Ben has joined us after a very long time, so if she wants to share.
Hi, Om Shanti to
Om
all.
Shanti.
Nice to connect with everybody. Hi, Kosha. Hi, Priyanka. Priyanka
Hi.
is my teammate at my
Your
workplace.
colleague, yes.
So she knows, what kind of different roles I play, with a big team and patience. So I would put it this way. For workplace, I think we have ownership for those who come to us for service. And especially in healthcare, people are already with lot of suffering. So I believe in it is a responsibility being at work. We have to have a very poised nature. And if you have healed ourselves, we can help others heal. So I look at it as an responsibility, not as a burden that I have to stay calm. Because when I meet patients, I have to give them peace. I have to give them that assurance, confidence, and bring that out from them. So for me at workplace, it is a responsibility to have total control of our emotions. But if something really drastic happens, we are also human beings. So I just pause for a few minutes, just stay calm, take some deep breaths, and that helps me out, again come back in the role which I'm supposed to be playing at workplace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prajakta Ben, for that sharing. So just a reminder to everyone that all these note takings that Reshmi Ben's doing for us and today's recording, all of this will be shared on our WhatsApp group where there's no spam because only admin can post. So if you all are interested in, reviewing the session material afterwards, you can just click on the link that I've put up on chat to join the WhatsApp group. So yeah, over to you, Priyanka Ben and Reshmi Ben for the conclusion.
Yeah. So anyone else would like to share? Or Prajakta Ben, would you like to share?
Just lost the connection in between.
It's okay, you're back. We can hear you.
Yes, we can take the next.
Would you like to continue? How do you feel at home or in the role of brother, sisters, daughter, parent, spouse, work colleague?
Now, Reshmi Ben, there's one more slide after that, slide 26. We are yet to take sharings for that.
Yeah, we did not take any sharing on this. If anybody would like to talk about it, would be great as well.
If anyone wants to share, how do they passionately feel about, what do they like the most? When you're doing all these activities, what is something which is driving you the most?
So even those who have shared before can, like Manish, Rukmini, if you all want to add some more points to this, you're welcome to do so. Yeah, Manish.
I can share as a child, I was obedient and playful. At school, I was quite friendly, had a lot of friends, was extrovert. What do I feel passionate about? Quality of life, health, and somewhere my heart goes out to people who are still living below poverty, who are having a difficult time to make their ends meet. So that as well, and in general governance, how do we be effective at governance? So that's what I feel passionately about. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Prajakta here.
Yes, Prajakta.
Yes,
Yeah, so I feel passionate about being myself and also letting others be themselves. Many times, as we say, we play various roles and it's a life ka drama. But still, if you let you be yourself, your natural way, then there is, no confusion, or we don't feel guilty that, this is not me. And same way, letting others to be themselves in whatever, situation or whatever they are going through, we can help them by various ways of being very empathic, being very compassionate, whatever they are going through, and then help them out. So I'm very passionate about helping others also.
Okay.
That's lovely.
That's lovely. No, all these are qualities.
Priyanka, your voice is echoing.
I think you need to mute your laptop.
You have to disconnect from one of your devices. You have to disconnect your audio from one of your devices.
Yeah, now better. So sorry for this technical error. So basically, when we reflect on all our, throughout our life, how do I, exhibit my qualities, virtues, different roles we play, we can find some connection, and we can, we all have, even maybe when she shared, we try to be authentic to our own inner self. So somewhere you can find that inner connection. You are trying to reflect within, and that is how it reflects through various qualities or behaviors or actions in different roles and different state of mind. So I think this is how we acknowledge our values, qualities, and try to dwell more within ourselves to understand the self more and more. Shall we take on the next exercise, Kosha, now?
Yes, yes. So I hope all of y'all had some really good insights from this exercise as to who am I, what are the different roles I play, and also the fact that we are not just one role and we are not just the sum of our roles, but we are something more than that, right? Roles are just different things that we have to do and different ways we have to interact with people, but we are more than just that. And to go deeper into who am I really, then if I'm not just my roles, then what really am I? So Reshmi Ben is going to take us through this. So Reshmi Ben, I can share the music and the slide, and you can take us through this lovely meditation into who am I. Okay, so I'll just share my screen.
Thank you, Kosha. So we have a very beautiful session, as Priyanka and Kosha have already explained. Now we will explore more to understand ourselves. So as I think in the beginning of the session, Kosha's sister has already explained you that one of the tools in VIHASA is meditation and another is visualization. So using these two tools, we will try to explore and understand and introspect who am I. So I'll just give you some commentary and see if you can follow it, if you can really visualize onto it. Before that, a kind request to all, just sit back and relax. If you have anything in your hand, just put it down for some time and withdraw your mind from all the external things which is currently going on in your surroundings. Take a few deep breaths. Turn your focus onto your thoughts. Just be very, very relaxed. Who am I? Am I just this body? When I look into a mirror, what am I looking at? Am I looking at this body? Is that me? Ask yourself all this question very gently and be very, very gentle and tender to yourself. Is there more to me than my physical image? My body is very real. Yes, I can touch it. I'm aware of each part of it, even with my eyes closed. I can feel my body. I'm aware of this. Is this who I am? As I think about these questions, I begin to get an idea of where I am. You can close your eyes or you can keep your eyes open and very gently just remove all the tensions from your body. If you have any tightness in your shoulder, in your jawline, just release all the tightness from there and be present in this very moment. Feel somewhere inside my head is me. I am not just my face, my mouth, eyes, ears. I'm something more. I'm something more than these things that I see, that I feel. I'm like my thoughts. My thoughts never take any rest. It keeps on coming and going. It flows like water in the river. Am I my thoughts? Am I the one who is thinking, the one who is questioning? Now, sitting in this very quiet moment with no one else looking at me, no one else telling me who or what I am. I spend a few moments enjoying myself, getting used to my qualities. I, who are aware of all my qualities, my specialities, my strength, and getting to know how I think and feel. Just think about your qualities, your power, your strength, your specialities you are gifted with. You are an awesome being. Just be aware of it. It's a nice feeling. Yes, I can be me. I don't have to please anyone. I don't have to attract anyone's attention to me. I don't have to do what other people expect of me. I can be, I just be who I am. I like me. I like myself. The more I get to know myself, the more I can be more. I appreciate who am I. The more I can be myself, I can appreciate myself. I feel good. The more I appreciate who am I, the easier it is to appreciate who others are. I similarly like their speciality, their qualities. I like the way they are. Each one of us is a unique being. Each one of us is worthy of being alive. Yes, we all are unique. We all are beautiful. We are the creation of Almighty. We are a package of full of virtue, strength, love, affection. Now, very gently, I remember again that I am sitting inside this body. In this room, I know who am I. Just feel this. Take a pause and be present in this moment. See yourself. How do you feel about yourself when you know who you are? In your own time, move your hands a bit, and if your eyes are closed, look around the room and feel your beautiful presence. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, Rishi, for taking us through that beautiful meditation. So, how did everyone feel? Did you all like it? Could you all, visualize and connect and feel one with who you really are? So, I hope that was effective for all of you. With that, we move on to a final activity for today, which is all about making changes. So this is more like an action planning activity, wherein we're going to decide what actions we want to take to actually bring change in our lives. Because we all know that when there is a change in our lives about anything, it can be a very stressful thing. So a lot of times we are habituated into thinking that change is stressful, especially change that we don't have control over. For example, if our bosses make decisions for us and change something in our lives, we don't have control over that. But there are a lot of changes in our life that we do have control over. And we can figure out what are these positive changes that we want to make in our lives. So today we're going to really look at ourselves and look at our lives and see what are those positive changes that I want to make. So now, to take care of yourself better for your improvement, enhancing your life, we are going to ask ourselves two important questions. Number one, why is this change important to you? And two, what does this change that you have chosen give you? So what does it give you? Why do you want it? Why is it important? Okay, so these are two questions that we will ask ourselves throughout this session. And
the amazing thing about change is actually change in itself is not stressful, but how we perceive the change is stressful. So maybe we make a bigger deal out of it than it is. It doesn't have to be. When it is imposed by somebody else and we feel like we don't have control over it, that's when we find it to be more stressful. So today we are going to take the control and we are going to decide what changes we want to make in our lives to make our lives better and make self-care important. So ask yourself these questions. What would I really love to happen? What do I want to make happen in my life? What is it that I've always wanted to do? What qualities do I want to develop? And in what way do I wish to serve the world? So these are some examples of the kind of questions you can ask yourselves, but just think, what is it that I want? Because a lot of times we just feel like, oh, this is my life. I get up, I go to work, I take care of the house. I don't have time for anything else. But what was it that we were passionate about? And that's something we looked at the previous exercise as well. What was I passionate about? What do I care about? Can I bring at least a little bit of it into my daily life? Can I make that happen? What qualities do I want to develop? What skill sets do I want to develop for myself? How do I want to help the world? And by writing it down, by sharing it, we slowly start to make that change feel real for us. So it all begins not just leaving it in your mind, but pledging it to yourself, writing it down, sharing it with people. That's what slowly begins to make it happen for us. Now, to make change. So if you want to bring something into your life, you have to make place for it because our lives are very, very busy as it is, right? So there are so many things that we do not want to do, that we do not like to do, but we do them because either out of guilt or we feel like we have to do this. So just think, what are those things that you can let go of so that you can make space for things that you really want in your life? Because we only have 24 hours. You can't keep filling things in there because our time's already like we don't have any spare time. Or what can I remove to make time for this new change? So we have to reflect what we want to give up and what are the obstacles that we will probably face when I make this change in my life. There could be obstacles of time, money, resources, whatever you want to, and whatever stopping you from being who you want to be and what you want to do. So we have to consider what can help me overcome my challenges. How can I overcome it? So we are going to make this action planning thing to make positive changes in our life. So that's what this exercise is going to be all about. So again, sit with your pen and paper because it's really going to help if you write this down. Because this is going to be like a promise to yourself that this is how I want my life to be from now on. And this is the positive change I want to make. So imagine, just think, for whatever reason, maybe because of a disease or maybe the doctor recommended, but you need to radically change your lifestyle as a matter of importance and urgency. Okay, so just think that you have to do it right now. It's urgent, it's important, and you have to change your lifestyle. So maybe the doctor says you have 6 months to live. I don't know. Okay, whatever the reason, whatever it is, but just think that you have to do it now. You have to start making changes. So number one, write a list of all the things that you always wanted to do and which would enhance your self-care. So whatever bucket list you have, that I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, whether it was something in your career or something like traveling or a hobby or anything that you've always wanted to do, but you've been pushing it for later. Write all those things down on a piece of paper, which will help you be happier as a person. And once you've written them down, choose one and imagine what it would be like in as much detail as you can. Okay, so first make a list of all the things you've always wanted to do. And then choose one and imagine. Like just close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you've done that thing, or you've achieved that goal, or you've accomplished it, or you're doing it. So what is that feeling while you're doing it? What are the sights, sound, tastes? What are those things around you when you are accomplishing whatever it is that you want to do? Okay, so let's take about 2-3 minutes to make a list and experience achieving that goal. Okay. So anyone needs more time for this? Did everyone finish their lists, or is your list a little longer and you need more time? Okay, so I'm just going to move on then to the next part, which is part B. Now, giving up things to make space. Okay, so to make room for any changes that we might have, or to make space for, we need to give something up. And this could be not just to make space for it in terms of time, but to make space in terms of mentality. Like, what are the attitudes? Maybe something that, the way we think, our attitudes are not allowing us to be as free as we want to be about something else. So, do I have to let go of something physically, time-wise, let go of an attitude that's holding me back? Maybe it could be anger issues, maybe it could be confidence issues, whatever. You know best, you know yourself best. What is it that you need to let go of? So, number one, let's make a list of all the non-important things. Things that you feel like, oh, I have to do it because it's my responsibility. I have to do it, otherwise people will feel bad. I have to do it because if I don't, I will feel guilty. So there are a lot of things that we do because we do it for other people, or we don't do it with the right intention. So then that's not really important. Or we dislike doing it and maybe it isn't required in our lives anymore. So make a list of all those things that you do that are not important, that are taking up space in your brain and taking up space of your time. So first, we will make a list of all the non-important things. And secondly, we can choose some of them. So we can shortlist some of them that we can actually give up for now and just remove it from our schedule. Making time for us to achieve our new self-care goal. So we're letting go of things that don't serve us anymore, and we're replacing it with something that is going to help us take care of ourselves better. Okay, so let's take about 2-3 minutes. Think about this. Make a list. It could be the smallest of things. Just think. What is it that I'm doing that's taking up my time and energy, and it's not making me happy? And it's not important. Okay. Anyone needs more time for this list? Let's wait 1 more minute, then we can move on. Okay. And now, point 3. We have to identify obstacles and resources. So whenever we try to do something good, something that, we want to make a change of, we need to make time for, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles, there will be things that will make it not so simple and not so easy. So reflect on a list of things that may stop you from achieving your goal. And it could be something within you. It could be my own laziness, my own lack of determination. It could be resources, time, money, no support from people around me. What is it that stops you from achieving your goals? Okay, so step 1 is all my obstacles, all the things that are stopping me, something from within, laziness, lack of determination, lack of willpower, or external time, money, other people's support or help. And number 2, now I will, after I make my first list, the second list will be all the things that will help me overcome those obstacles and achieve my goals. Do I have a group of friends who can support me? Or do I have, if I write a journal or something motivating? So just think about that. Okay, so after that is done, we'll move on. Now comes the interesting part, because we are going to break into smaller groups and discuss this, with 2 other people. So these are the 2 questions that you are going to have to note down, which you're going to have to ask your partner. So when you discuss amongst yourselves in, teams of 2 or 3, you're going to share the plan that you have for yourself, your self-care goal, what is stopping you, how are you going to overcome it, all of that. And when your partner is sharing, after they're done, you have to ask your partner 2 things. Why is this goal important for you? And what does this change give you? How is it going to help you? How is it important to you? Okay, so if you want, you can just write down these 2 questions or take a screenshot, whatever is convenient. And with that, we'll break out into smaller rooms. You will have time for about 18 minutes to discuss, both of y'all, you and your partner. Maybe there are 3 of y'all, so all 3 of y'all can just share for total of 18 minutes. So take turns to share your dreams, your goals, talk about it, discuss it. Okay, in case you are new to breakout rooms, you will automatically be sent into your rooms. If you are stuck somewhere, click on the Ask for Help button, and either Reshmi Ben, Priyanka, or myself will come to your rooms and help you out. We will also just do the rounds. So you might randomly see us popping by just to see if everything's going okay and if you need help. And after the 18 minutes are up, you will automatically be brought back to the main session. So with that, I am opening the breakout rooms now. Any questions before we do that? Everything's good? Everyone's okay? All right. So opening the breakout rooms. See you on the other side.
Welcome back, everyone. Good to see everyone back again. So I'm sure you must have had a good experience sharing with in group and learning from others' experiences also. So how was the experience in breakout room? Anybody wants to share? What sharings came out from group sharing?
Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Nidhi.
Yes, Pratibha Ben.
It was so good. Actually, we were 3 VKs in our group, and there is one non-VK, and she was asked us how to stay all the time happy. And really, we enjoyed that session, and we come up with the points that we need to change our belief system. That my happiness is not dependent on any situation or any person's behavior. It is my responsibility to stay always happy. I am responsible for my emotions, and for that, in each and every situation, I need to introspect for to myself that what thoughts in particular situation going on in my mind, and I really remind myself that okay, I'm getting disturbed, but still I'm having choice to stay happy because I'm the responsible for my happiness. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Any particular thing was shared in group? Something which they wanted to bring about change?
For change, we shared that thing only, that every time we need to, as we know in the spiritual world, there is I is very important. Whatever is here also sharing going on, that is just uh, related to self only, that if really want to change anything in any situation or with anyone, just I need to pay attention on myself. I need to change myself at the level of first thoughts. When I will change my thoughts, and that is also determined thought, then definitely I will change in my behavior or in a situation.
So the focus was on staying happy, staying focused, and introspecting, being attentive, having that self-talk, reminding yourself. So
Yes,
anything
yes,
you feel was an obstacle, in having to achieve this goal, something which is an obstacle which we all need to overcome, and discussion happened on that background.
Om
that is
Shanti.
our
Yes,
Om Shanti. Let me add little more because Didi has given thoughts which she shared, but I think we all shared how obstacles have to be overcome. So suggestion was that be a detached observer for a drama. What is happening is okay, nothing new. Be a witness only and be detached, and you will find, give a vibrations of positivity, love, and peace, and situation will improve. Even the circumstances will improve, even the people will improve. Om Shanti.
So being a detached observer and just observing everything from a different point of view. Anything, anybody wants to share practical action points which you all thought was a practical hindrance in achieving the goal?
Yamini Ben was also from the same group, so she raised her hand. Yamini Ben, would you like to share something before we move on to the other group?
Yes, I was feeling ki, we need to change our belief system because it is the main thing. If we change our belief system, we can, and more is we should not expect more from, because with our belief systems, we expect, and if we are expecting also, we need to respect other person's choice. We cannot force our choice on anybody. So when we follow these three things, I think we don't get disturbed. It really needs a big practice because we are into that automated mode of that believing and then expecting and all that. So this is personally my choice. I mean, this is personally my suggestion, sorry.
So less of expectations of others. So expecting others, all this could be, obstacles in having that higher goal of, being content, being happy with
Yes.
everything. So that was the
Expecting,
common
and
thing.
even we need to respect other person's choice. We have to give that person a power of choice. The person can say us a yes or a no. We cannot force anybody to do what we want them to do.
Basically, it was a mindset we all
Exactly.
were
Belief system. That is what I said. It is a belief system, and then we expect. And then after that, we want to keep the power of choice also in our control. So I think that can, lead to a little bit disturbance in our own this thing. If we at least give, okay, I am believing this and I'm expecting, and at least I give the second person the power to choose ki he can say me a no or a yes. I don't get disturbed at that level. That will be the third level. Then also I can manage myself.
wonderful. So
Yes.
having discussed all these points, we all need to be, attentive about one particular thing which I am going to take away today, which is going to be, that I will give up, and something which I will, take away.
Priyanka, Manish has unmuted himself.
Yes, Manish bhai, yes.
Yes. So one thing that came out in our discussion was it takes a very conscious effort to do self-care because we are mostly on autopilot, playing different roles, a lot of expectations that other people have from us. So it is very important that you consciously take a decision to take care of yourself, and for that, like one of the points here says less expectations from others, but exactly opposite, you need to set right expectations from others as well, empower them so that they can take the decisions when you are not present, right? So whether it is professional, whether it is in family, that people are able to take decisions in absence of you, and you are able to take care of yourself. And we, all of us, may be at different stages of life, but self-care is important at any stage. I mean, I wouldn't want to start this journey when I am like at a retired age. I would rather do it now so that I'm able to enjoy my days, the next few years that I have, right? So that was one thing, that empowering others to take independent decisions. Yeah.
Okay. And what comes in the way? What do you think should we give up apart from expectations?
I think sometimes we need to give up control. Sometimes we try to hang on to things. We think that I am required. Like it happens with me, that I am required here. If I am not here, then probably this thing won't go right. So I have to put my trust into other people and say that they will take care of it. And if something goes wrong, okay, we will handle it, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody from the Manish group who has taken a personal note of something which they would work upon from today onwards?
Prajakta has unmuted herself.
Yes, sister.
Yeah, I think we all were on one point that multitasking has to be reduced and overthinking has to be given up.
Very
And
important.
yeah, very important, because overthinking can be, I mean, it's not going to bring any good to us. And as Manish said, expectations have to be lowered, and empowering others and accepting as they are. Very important, because if you over expect, it's going to bring negativity to you. And being positive and going for what we want to do, what we have been waiting, start doing it today. And we have to create time for ourselves, and lot of self-care, self-healing, kindness to ourselves, which is going to bring out good things for others, those who are around us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody wants to add to already whatever we shared? Anything specific they have taken note of today in today's group sharing?
Om Shanti Didi,
Whichever.
Om Shanti Didi, Om Shanti Didi, I am asking something, please correct it. Why multitasking is to be given up? I think multitasking is a good virtue. We should do all the tasks and learn from each task. So I think the earlier sister suggested multitasking to be given up. No, multitasking is to be imbibed. We should do, as a Baba says, hero partdari. The God says you should be hero in every task because you are powerful. Om Shanti.
So, Vijay bhai, multitasking, when they said, they meant not doing everything together, like doing it one at a time. Doing everything, but doing it one at a time is what they meant by giving up multitasking or reducing it. So yeah.
So it can mean a different way to different individuals, which will help them cope up with whatever they are doing at that moment.
So maybe last sharing from Rukmani Ben, and then we wrap up. So I
Maybe-
hope everyone's okay extending for 5 more minutes. Yes, Rukmani Ben.
Yeah, maybe continue to do to multitask, but not too much though, because then it doesn't allow us enough time, space for the self. Continue to get a little bit away, like do it in a detached manner, so that at the same time we have time for our own self. And then there's also to let go the feeling of that I need to take responsibility for all the others. I think a brother mentioned, let us allow them also space to take control. We also take control of our own self. So like this, everything is going to move in the right direction, in a good way.
Om Shanti Didi ji, one task at a time is always there because concentration is to be given on one task only. So
Yes.
whether it is a multitask or a single task, concentration is on one task only at a time. Om Shanti.
Very well said. So finally, we come to the same conclusion. What it does. So as in group sharing, we can see that the most of the common goal is being content, being happy, and to achieve that higher goal, empowering others, we need to introspect, have a determined thought, attentive, be detached observer. And of course, we have to give up expecting others, having expectation for others. Rather, if we have to have higher, good expectations for others and accept others, we need to have a healing, kindness, thoughts for others. And whatever hindrances comes, we have acknowledged that. And so we have to acknowledge that whatever I have decided today about bringing up change in myself to achieve that higher goal, I can see that. I can visualize that I'm already on that journey towards a change will bring happiness, contentment, and peaceful life. And whatever comes in my way, I'm able to acknowledge and move on to achieve that higher sense of purpose in my life. Thank you. So Rashmi Ben, can you summarize today's activities?
Sure, Priyanka. Thank you for the beautiful session. Thanks to both Kosha and Priyanka. And today's all over session started with the icebreaker session. We had a nice icebreaker session followed by a beautiful session taken by Kosha, cleansing, colors. So we started this session with a very positive note by cleansing our aura, which is very important so that we could absorb the most. And next, in the next session, where what roles to play, we had discussed very in a very thorough manners, like what I feel when I'm at home, when I'm playing some role, even in the past when I was in the school or in some kind of emotions that overpower me at some point of time, being angry, sad, anxious, happy, etc. How do I feel? And we also not only discussed it, we did not only see in during the sessions that what are the qualities and specialities in me, but with the meditation session, we even had visualized it, we understand ourselves, we explored ourselves, and it helps us to introspect more about the different different perspective, in different perspective, in different aspects of life, I believe. And then last but not the least, the session making changes. So we decided what would be the action items. As Kosha started very correctly, that change is stressful, but what are the positive changes we want to make in our life? And Priyanka, when the way you have conducted and mention the things which came out from this session after a very positive and active participation of all our participants in this session, brought added a value and brought a new perspective that what exactly we need to imbibe and where we are going wrong, that we are more into controlling. We are expecting more from others, and somebody says very correctly that overthinking. So these are the things which I have kept for myself, that the list that came up from each of the sessions added the value in each of our journey, I believe. Only one thing to mention here, that it would be great if everybody would take the participation actively, both in the breakouts room and throughout the session, because we want to know more from you. As we had discussed, each one of us a unique being, and we don't want to miss the opportunity to listen to you. So we can expect more talking from the people who might not get the chance to speak today. Overall, it went well, and we took care of the timing as well. So with this, we can adjourn the session today. Over to you, Kosha and Priyanka.
So thank you everyone for staying with us till the end, participating and taking time out to really, self-introspect and reflect. So our next session is going to be on 6th November, and we're going to move on to the next topic, which is going to be spirituality in practice. If you have any questions, queries, you can feel free to write us on this email ID. First, let us begin with a group photo for y'all start leaving. And then if anyone has any feedback about today's session, we would love to hear that. So I would request everyone to start their videos so we can take a group picture, all of us together. So Pratibha Ben, Yamini Ben, Dr. Jay, Zoom user who has not revealed themselves. So I'll take a screenshot. Is everyone ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone. So does anyone have any feedback for us, or you want to, talk to us about how you felt the session was? You want to share something? Now's the time. So you can feel free to unmute yourselves and share your thoughts.
Even critical feedbacks are welcome.
Yes, please. So we can improve our future sessions. So does anyone want to say anything? Okay, cool. So we take that as good feedback.
Yes,
Rajastha Ben.
Yeah, it's always lovely to be here. It is so much of relaxation being with BK family.
Yes, and it's good for us to, yeah. And we enjoy spending time with you because we learn so much from your sharings. So all these sharings are going to be put up on the WhatsApp group as always, along with the recording of today's session. So you'll get that soon enough, and wish you all a lovely, lovely Sunday, and hope to see you again on 6th November. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Om Shanti. Bye-bye.
Yamini
Thank
Ben
you.
wants
Thank
to
you
say
very much.
something. Yamini Ben?
No,
Sorry.
no, I didn't.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Om Shanti.
All right. Thank you. Om Shanti. Bye.
Thank you, Om Shanti.